What a day, what a day. So, given the current state of affairs with the coronavirus, it's been rather busy. Everyone has been wanting remote access and everyone has been wanting laptops. And laptops you cannot get at the moment for love nor money. And those that are in stock, they literally doubled the price. Robbers. Least they could do is put a mask on. But anyway, what you can get hold of are these. Before I start, I should say, I have a business, and for that business I have to buy a lot of stuff. And I use an Amazon business credit card for which I get points. So I buy more points. So basically, these have been purchased with said points, not out of my own money, because I'm not that stupid. And what have I purchased? Well, I have purchased 3 of Amazon's budget smartphones. So the idea is to unbox them and then give you a first impressions, and then I plan on using each one of these phones as my daily driver for a couple of days, come back, reshoot the second half, just let you know what I think of them. So let's get to the unboxing. Obviously every unboxing is an unboxing knife. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. So this one is Amazon's CUBOT. They're all Android phones, and this is the CUBOT X19. Now, out of where this one stands in the ranking of things, I do not know. I should have been more prepared. So what I'm going to do is open up my order history on Amazon and let Douse know what Douse phone costs. So this is the CUBOT 19. It has a gyroscope, it's USB-C, 4GB of RAM, 64GB of ROM, the 2.5 octa-core, 16 nano N processor, dual rear cameras, front-facing camera, 8 megapixels, and it has a 4000 mAh battery. So for a budget phone, it seems quite high spec. First impressions, looks quite nice, and obviously, as you can see, this is the first time the boxes have been opened. Oh, okay, this one is dual SIM, so I can put 2 SIM cards in it if I want to. Nice. As the initial protector, but underneath this is also a screen protector, which is good. It looks like. No, it does. And it comes with a clear plastic protective case. For a budget phone to come with a protective case, I mean, even your iPhone comes with a case, that's pretty good. It's got a nice kind of gradient, if you can see that. Shiny, and this little thing here is the fingerprint sensor. So for a cheap phone, it feels pretty good. Phone jack, dual cameras, USB-C charging, feels okay, looks good, but as you can currently see, it's still actually starting the phone. Okay, so before we get on to actually setting up the phone up, let's see what else we get in the box. Lots of paper, undetachable battery, some guarantees, quick start guide, USB wall charger, SIM tool, and the USB-C charging cable. And that's pretty much it. So, on to the next phone. So in the bag, external to the box, they've actually got a little 5-volt plug, rather than actually being in the box itself, which is a little bit odd. OUKITEL, and this again is an Android 6-inch quad-core processor, 3GB of RAM, 32GB of internal memory, 8 megapixel rear camera, 5 megapixel front-facing camera, dual SIM, 3200 mAh battery. But this does also have a fingerprint scanner. So you can see there from the specs, this is obviously not the top end because we just had this one. So this was our mid-range one, and this was £79.99. When I say mid-range, mid-budget level range into the box. So compared to the higher end one, this has got a lot more weight to it. Again, it's got the information on the front, but that is just a screen protector. So satisfying. Again, just like the other one, it comes with a plastic protector case straight out of the box. Samsung, iPhone, what are you doing? If these budget phones can do it, you guys should be able to do it. Again, fingerprint sensor back and middle, purple, gradient, black to purple, and you can see in the light there. Again, powered by Android, and whilst that boots up, let's see what else we get in the box. Instructions, and this one is a micro USB cable. I hate micro USB. so fiddly, they break all the time. Because it's Android, pretty much exactly the same setup process. I don't need to go through this again because I'm not actually using it, I'm just setting it up. But again, first impressions, it seems heavier, although it is the mid-range. It feels actually better than the high-end one. It doesn't feel as responsive, but it's pretty quick and instant connecting to the wireless. So that one is taking a lot longer to boot up compared to the more expensive one in its range. If anyone likes the looks of these budget phones, hit me up in the comments below. How can they hit me up? Let me know in the comments box below if you any of these will be any use to you. When I finish reviewing them, I'll maybe like put up a competition or something, give them away. I don't know. Just let me know in the comments box and I'll put them on the list. But you can tell the difference. Oh, I know. You can tell the difference with like blacker processor and RAM because it just is taking that a little bit longer compared to the premium one. But as I said, mid-range budgets to be expected. So when we open up the actual lower end budget one, I imagine that to be a big pile of dog shit. But yeah, you never know, right? Anyway, there you go. Second in line. Third and final one is this, the Blackview. Oh, I can't get out of the box. 180 milliamp hour battery, 1 gig of RAM, 16 gig of ROM, 5 megapixel front facing camera, 13 megapixel dual camera, and again, out of the box, comes with a screen protector, and out of the box, again, comes with a nice plastic cover. And this budget phone comes in at £59.99, and it again has, oh actually no, this one doesn't have a fingerprint scanner on it, but it does have dual cameras. Let's check what we have in the box. But this one, more manuals, 5-volt plug again, but this one is kind of like a thin profile one, quite a nice touch. And again, it is a micro USB. Other than that, nothing. So I suppose the difference with kind of your higher end and your premium phones is, yeah, they don't come with a screen protector and they don't come with a cheap plastic case, but what they do come with are headphones, and none of these phones came with any headphones. Because here it was a budget phone, that one seemed to start up a lot quicker than the mid-range one. Slower connecting to the Wi-Fi there. So there we have our lower end, our mid-level, and our premium budget smartphones. £59.99, £79.99, £119.99. Which for budget phones, I think, pretty good. I'm just waffling now because I've got nothing else to say about them until I use them. So I'm going to go away and use them and then come back and give you my feedback on said 3 phones in the next week or 2 once I've used them. So let's jump now to future me having reviewed the phones. Okay, it's been a few weeks and we're mid-lockdown, so I've had plenty of time to have been using these phones. First up was the CUBOT, coming in at most expensive out of our budget lineup at £119.0. All of the specs for this should be on screen now, as that's boring. And I should also start by saying I've never been an Android user. When smartphones first became a thing, I've always been an iPhone user. So with this in mind, I've tried to forget all of my opinions of Android, and I've understood some of the issues that I may face when using the phone may not be phone related, but may purely be me related. Now, I've genuinely used this phone as my handset for an entire weekend and carried out various tasks that I normally would, and these tasks have formed the base of how I would use and test the other 2 budget phones. As these were all brand new phones, they needed to be set up from the initial security sign-in through to installing apps and actually using my app. Setup process of this was easy, and it was simple enough to find all of the options in the setting app, or by using the search feature, or even by asking Google. Because they're Android, they all have the Hey Google Assistant. I already have a Google account for YouTube, so signing in and installing the apps from the Play Store was a breeze, as was setting up the PIN code, fingerprint and face unlock. Although the face and fingerprint unlock did seem a little hit and miss at times, and I'd need to revert to entering the PIN to unlock the phone. Browsing and watching simple videos on YouTube, pretty nice. The screen quality was actually very good considering I've been used to using my iPhone. There were no issues with the streaming of the media, whether that be on 4G or Wi-Fi. I experienced no lag and no buffering at all. Next, I attempted to record some video, which again was simple to do, but editing the video on the device was very, very difficult, and this is where the budget CPU shone through. Camera quality is good, and about what I'd expect for the price, but I will say the image was very contrasted and highly saturated with no options to amend it on the device itself. Now, browsing various social media apps such as TikTok, Facebook and Instagram again provided no problems, and multitasking and switching between them was relatively smooth. Overall, apart from the video editing aspect, there were no performance issues with this handset at all, and I found it slightly enjoyable to use, which had me asking myself, why have I been paying so much for the latest iPhone when for my usage this clearly seems to have done the job and done it pretty damn well. Next up was the OUKITEL, again specs on the screen, and this is our mid-level budget smartphone coming in at £79.99. Now, out of all three of the phones, this is the only one with access to the SIM on the side, so it doesn't require me ripping my nails trying to get the back cover off. Again, I used the phone for a couple of days, completing all of the tasks that I had on the previous phone. This time around though, the face unlock never seemed to work properly, maybe 1 in 10, but the fingerprint scanner on this phone was very, very responsive. Hey Google was also responsive, but would take a while to come back with any of the results. General usage of this phone felt the same as the CUBOT, except there were slight delays when requiring anything that needed the internet. As I expected, I could certainly notice the camera quality difference compared to the higher price phone, and I really would struggle to use the camera and enjoy looking back at the photos, and for this reason alone, I wouldn't purchase this one if you were interested in taking photos or videos. The handset also came with a lot more pre-installed apps for some reason, which was annoying as they all needed to be initially updated before I could do anything, which took forever. All in all though, for an £80 phone, can't really knock it other than the camera situation. Finally, the Blackview, coming in at £58.99, and this is the last budget phone that I took a look at. Out of all three of the phones, I feel this one is the weightiest and feels more substantial, and also in my humble opinion, this has the nicest finish on the black with this kind of sleek black design. What was also noticeably different was the space at the bottom of the screen. Compared to all the other three phones, this was the biggest of all of them and looks absolutely pants. One other thing I noticed straight away was the haptic feedback that you get when touching the screen on this one felt much nicer than the others. This version of Android also was the same as the Android on the CUBOT, which was the more expensive one. So I had the option of the multitasking app switch button to be able to flick up, see what was open and then close it relatively quickly and easily, which the mid-level range OUKITEL did not. And this is where the good points end for this model, I'm afraid, as the lack of RAM, CPU and decent camera doesn't make it an enjoyable experience at all. In fact, to be honest, I didn't even get through a full days of usage with it, as the 1 gig of RAM just isn't enough to be able to operate this phone smoothly. Also, something which I missed when purchasing it, the handset doesn't support 4G. So if you're accessing the web, when not on Wi-Fi obviously, it does so using 3G, which is extremely slow, especially when you've got used to using 4G. However, if you are a basic user of a phone, perhaps purely for texts, calls and very, very light app usage, then this would suit you. I could see my nan using it. Yes, my nan is 95, and yes, she uses a mobile phone. Or perhaps giving this to a young child who cannot be trusted with anything more expensive. Other than that, I would say this really isn't workable as a daily driver for anyone that uses their phone a fair amount. So there you go. I've used and reviewed 3 budget smartphones from Amazon, and the Android experience was actually quite a good one. I could see me turning to the dark side. Now, as I said earlier on in the video, I am going to give these away. I've finished with them now. They're unlocked. You can use them on any network. So if anyone is interested in any one of these 3 phones, all you have to do in a chance to getting your hands on one is to basically like the video, subscribe to YouTube and comment on YouTube. And the comment just needs to say what phone you would like. And then basically I will put all of those into a random name generator and you may win one. So if you like the video, as always, a like would be great, a subscribe will be even better. Let me know any comments, questions or feedback in the comments box below. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, internet.
Throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring the rage on me. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed on me? I thought, what age are we?